TJ starts to lower his finger, too, then stops.
Well, he mostly attacked us. We didn't really fight back, so it's not really a fight.
Just a slaughter.
Ooh, a choice. What do we want to say? Should we save? So we can see the other options?
Sure, let's save.
That's just out of nowhere, like the violence.
Which is how good violence should be, just out of nowhere. I mean, I assume that's what it's going to be like in the new Daredevil show. You know, he'll just be like walking into court, you know, he'll have his legal briefs, and then just, you know, Wilson Fisk runs up and just
Let's throw him
right in his
Let's
blind
throw
face.
him to the ground.
Now, who are we throwing to the
I
ground?
have no idea. It's very unclear.
Yeah,
assume
this is very ambiguous.
Throw him to the ground.
I'm assuming it's Carl because...
Or I'm assuming Clint. Yeah. Because weren't we talking about Clint in a fight?
Carl shrugs.
We were.
Me and Flynn have gotten into it before. You know, a lover's spat. It's very hot. Well, you already took a drink, so, like, take another drink, Carl? Come on.
I look over at TJ.
Your turn.
TJ looks off to the side, seeming to think hard.
Never have I ever felt it.
Jeez, all of Carl's fingers gonna go down from that one.
Yeah.
TJ grins.
Well, no, he's drinking, so, like, none of his beer is going to survive this at all.
Yeah, he just chugs the entire bottle and just gets another one and chugs that. I lower a finger, smirking, but Carl lets out a snort.
Yeah.
The amount of disdain in his voice has me looking over at him, but he's already chugging down his beer. His burp seems to shake the couch.
All right. Never have I kissed a dude. Lynn and I only do oral. I'm still bi, so I don't kiss because that's gay. Carl. What? I've never actually seen you kiss Leo. I mean, I want to watch from like the bushes. Come on, Chase. So, wait, maybe have I met?
He shrugs again. I lower a finger, rolling my eyes. TJ, of course, doesn't. As if I'm trying to think of my own question, I suddenly feel something warm pass against the side of my face. I blanch away out of instinct and turn to find Carl with his eyes closed and lips puckered.
Oh.
TJ sits on the couch, his face a portrait of comically cartoonish shock.
All right, now I got Chase Smoochies.
Carl takes a big gulp of beer. I'm not sure how to react, but TJ's reaction is enough to make the whole thing seem funny, instead of like sexual harassment. Oh yes, that's what everyone says at HR. And then they get fired.
I mean, you can't do it after the question's asked, right? Cheater, pumpkin eater, Rammy boy.
Carl puts his chin on a fist, fluttering his eyes in a way that he probably thinks is seductive.
You can look it up if you want on, truthdare.com. Let's go look, Chase.
I shake my head, wiping the side of my face as I try to think.
Never have I ever flown in an airplane. I'm an otter. We only take boats across the seas.
Carl and TJ both lower a finger.
Really? That's crazy.
I shrug.
hardly ever been out of the state in my life, even though my college is in the next state over, according to the email address of another route. That's tragic. It kind of is.
And so it goes. The game continues for another 20 minutes, most of the questions innocent enough. Still, I notice that every time TJ takes his turn, Carl gets more and more agitated. Never have I ever done drugs. Never have I ever been late to class. Never have I ever gotten less than an A- in a class. Still, I can tell that TJ is directing it mostly at me. Partly because he's being mischievous, and partly because I think he's genuinely trying to figure me out. Carl's mood continues to sour, though, and it all seems to build until the sixth round.
Never have I ever been in a car accident.
I lower a finger.
You've crashed before?
I mock glare at him.
No, this is kind of a dick move, because this is one of Carl's deepest hot button issues that they literally wrote a short story about. So this is totally a dick move by TJ.
I mean,
did TJ know
yeah,
about
that's
this?
the question.
Or is he?
I mean, he should.
He should. Doesn't mean he does. Then that short story does it actually have him in it, where he's just like, "Holy crap, are you okay?"
Good question. Because it's actually presented as new information is right. Anyway, sorry. Why do you automatically assume it was my fault?
Oh, so I mean, because smaller feet.
Dad was driving, because he's the worst, and we got rear-ended, which normally I'm thumbs up with, at least when it's with Leo, but in this case, no.
Oh, I can't drive.
That's what I noticed.
Did your dad teach Carl how to drive?
That's what I noticed, that Carl hasn't spoken at all since the question was asked. I look over at him and see he's got the bottle resting on his knee as he watches TJ. I lean over to poke at him.
You okay?
He glances at me before turning back to TJ.
You knew I was in an accident? I was totally high and thinking of Chase and totally crashed my car, and that's why I'm no longer allowed to drive? You lynx!
TJ looks at Carl, confused.
I did?
Yeah, I told you at the motel room when you first got here. I mean, it's the intro. How did you forget the intro? Other than, we haven't played it in months.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I forgot about that. I mean, no one ever does the intro. They just save at where Flynn's acting like an asshole.
So I was right. He did know and totally brought up his worst memory.
I mean, to be fair, Carl has been a complete throughout the entire
this whole
game.
time,
so, and he's been acting
so far he's been nothing but an asshole.
Yeah. And TJ,
he's our lovable stoner. I mean, look at him. He's got the belly.
He's being very disruptive.
Wait till you see a CG where you totally see his belly.
TJ continues to,
and he's got belly.
TJ continues to look confused. Carl stares at his lap for a while, and I start to wonder if the game is over. Then he looks up and stares at TJ, rubbing his chin.
How can I stump this lynx? How can I destroy him?
He seems to be thinking hard.
Never have I ever...
We wait. Carl smiles.
Come to Canada. I'll catch you, TJ. Never have I ever killed someone. Which that also is not a super hot button issue that we should explore.
What follows is dead silence.
But bumps.
Carl stares straight ahead at TJ, still with a smile on his face. TJ still looks confused.
That's a weird thing to say.
Is it?
Okay, sorry, you cut out there. I didn't hear you. Is it? Is it?
TJ freezes up as if ice-cold water had been dumped over his head. I look at Carl slowly, but he's not looking at me at all. TJ's clenched paws rest in his lap, his face expressionless, almost as if we both realize what Carl's getting at. We sit in that silence for what feels like almost a minute. Carl finally breaks the frozen portrait that we're all in, leaning back into the back of the couch.
You know, my life's been going downhill since that happened. You know, all the murders I committed, because this is linear thought. So why would I jump back to the previous question when I asked this one and we're all thinking about this one?
TJ and I don't say anything, both of us watching Carl.
School, grades, drugs, whatever, I don't know. It seems like it all started after whatever it was that happened, Chase murdering that guy.
Carl looks pointedly at TJ again.
Carl! That kills people, Carl!
Carl! My voice comes out shocked and bewildered. That seemed to get through to him a little bit, his long ears flickering down briefly. TJ continues to stare back at him, and I'm reminded of how he looked when Flynn was having a go at him. Carl finally looks down, away from TJ.
So, I was in the crawl space the other day, as you do, we all have crawl spaces that we hide in when we're feeling socially anxiety, right? Or possessed by ghosts. Anyway, I found this old letter from Sydney. Ooh, totally organic. This is totally where he would hit it, or would have hit it.
I don't say anything. Neither does TJ. Carl waits a while, then goes on.
I totally haven't opened it. It says it was a treasure hunt on the front. So let's go find the One Piece, you guys. Come on, let's sing along.
A treasure hunt. Sydney absolutely loved treasure hunts. He was always making them in his spare time. They were usually pretty bad, and the prizes at the end were always pretty awful. It always takes some convincing on his part to get us to go on one.
I don't know why I have it, but it made me also want to, eat the gum fruit and get really stretchy.
Carl stops talking and closes his eyes, pressing himself deeper into the soft cushions of the couch.
And then Flynn could use three sword style, and then maybe if we knew what happened, we could fix some of our problems.
DJ finally stands up and Carl's eyes snap open when he does. I watch him, too, having no idea what he's about to do. Because of the look on his face, I wonder if he's about to actually do something violent, attack Carl or something. His expression is dark. Not like I've ever seen him, even when Flynn was yelling at him. Instead, though, he just stands there for a few moments, staring at Carl. Carl looks away again, his ears lowered.
Self-improvement starts with realizing what the actual problem is, Carl.
That That didn't sound like TJ at all. Not even the voice. Carl seemed shocked as well. Carl seems shocked as well as he finally looks up at the lynx.
Stop blaming others and start blaming yourself.
His voice is calm and smooth, but ice cold. TJ turns on his heel and stalks towards the door, his fur fluffed out. I finally snap out of it too. I finally snap out of it and stand up as TJ opens the door. I take one last look at Carl as he's slumped on the couch, his head down.
I'll call you later, Carl.
Carl doesn't say anything. So with that, I hurry out the door that TJ left open. I catch up to the lynx about 100 yards down the road, trying to match his brisk pace. It's late afternoon at this point, and the heat hits me like a ton of iron bricks. Sweat already threatens to drip off my chin as I approach TJ. He slows down when he hears me panting, letting me catch up. We walk in silence for a good 15 minutes, and I almost jump when TJ finally speaks up.
Can you believe he did that?
I take a few deep breaths, gathering the time I need to form a response.
Yeah, because look at TJ. He's clearly a murderer. You can just tell by those tufts that he's got, hidden teardrops going down, hidden teardrop tattoos going down his eyes. He's killed some people in prison.
He's TJ the Ripper.
Yep. I think he was just really high and drunk.
TJ shakes his head.
He knew what he was saying.
I mean, sure, but his inhibitions were down, so that makes people accuse the cute, innocent Christian boy who's never done anything wrong in his life, even in eating a carb, of murder. That's a perfect A to B.
TJ isn't as upset as I thought he would be. At least not in the way I thought he would be. Hello, fellow writers.
See, it's not just me.
You got an interesting line there.
You want to take shots at me, but this is a professionally put out game. All right, it's not just
that
me.
Reminds me of this one scene. Okay, it was a news reporter, right? And she was reading a line, and he was just like, "Now in Boston, there's going to be snow. It's going to be cold and snowy in Boston," and she just glares at the teleprompter.
It sounds like Plan 9 from outer space of future events such as these will happen in the future.
Yeah, pretty much. Instead, he seems more angry than anything. Alright, TJ, go for it. I think it's because...
Did we lose Taz?
I think so. I think it's because he's been talking to Flynn, who knows what he's been saying
I
to
can be
him.
TJ if you want.
No, I got it. That could definitely be the case. TJ finally sighs and stares at the ground, his ears falling. I can tell he's about to finally start crying, so I quickly put my arm around his shoulders.
Hey, it's okay. He was seriously drunker than I've ever seen him, which is why he accuses random people of murder. He's not gonna remember any of this. Because again, our friend who gets blackout drunk or high and wakes up random places, this is just a good sign. We don't need to, worry anything about him.
Can you get blackout high on marijuana?
I haven't, but that just sounds like a challenge.
I mean, I know people can hallucinate if they have too much.
The SpaceX challenge. Just get as high space.
But I've never heard of somebody passing out from it. There was a guy I knew in college. He would go and get this weed ice cream. And...
Ooh, now you're making me hungry.
And it was so heavily concentrated that when he would eat the entire thing, he would start hallucinating. Like, he'd start seeing, like, orbs of light in the restroom and stuff like that. It was weird. Anyway, I think that guy's, like, a sergeant or something, or a lieutenant in the military now. Go figure.
See, I've taken edibles, and that hasn't happened. So apparently I just need to keep working on it. I need to just keep on trucking.
So you'll have a normal edible, and then you'll have an ice cream, which has, like, 5 or 6 times as much, maybe 10 times. Okay.
Well, like I say, I've taken multiple and it hasn't happened. So apparently, I just need to keep trying.
Oh yeah. You need to reach the high score.
This is just like a part. I just need to put this on my vision board of getting that much for money.
He doesn't look up.
TJ, you are a huge reason why we've all stuck together at this point.
TJ doesn't say anything.
Your lynxy fur is like glue.
TJ doesn't say anything, and I see his eyes watering up. I could be making it worse, but I give his shoulder another squeeze.
And then he literally says the glue after I say that. You're the glue, and like you said, Carl's blaming his own problems on everyone else. This has nothing to do with you, and certainly no Gila telling him pillow talk at night, giving him crazy ideas.
I am the coffee. I am the creamer. That he knows exactly where it's going.
I am the butter of your evil toast.
Of your evil burnt toast. I am the creamer. the brunt. Evil taste.
I think we need to watch that with Kaiser at some point.
I tried watching it with Ace, and Ace fell asleep during it.
That's why I get so blackout high.
It's hilarious.
If you've gotten to this point in the video and you know what we're talking about,
weed ice cream,
please post in the comments below.
TJ sighs, leaning against me a little. I take this as a good sign and nudge him.
Listen, we're going to Jonas's place and get those chores out of the way. After, we can get some ice cream at Ray's, okay?
Just not that kind of ice cream.
Which is a shame.
All right.
TJ lets out a small laugh, and we continue down the road for another 10 feet like that. Then he suddenly pulls away from me, faces me, and hugs me tight. He buries his face in my chest as I feel his fingers clench into the back of my shirt. He holds me like that for a long time. We get to Jaundic's house a good half hour later, me covered in sweat and TJ airing out his shirt. It's 5 at this point, but the sun is still pounding down on the back of my head like a lead weight. Jaundice opens the door almost the second we knock, and I can tell immediately that something's off. First of all, she's got no pants on. I catch a glimpse of her large white panties before I snap my eyes back up. Well, at least you only saw the large white panties. Staring hard at the coyote's face. I'm glad I didn't go to Taco Bell. I can see TJ, but by the funny way he's breathing, I'm pretty sure he's noticed as well. Jaundice spreads out her hands, grinning.
Well, I'll be. You made it.
We gonk at her for another few seconds before TJ finally squeaks out.
Yeah, of course.
Jaundice suddenly steps forward towards the lynx and cups his face in her hands. I keep my eyes up, trying to focus on her face. She squishes TJ's face to the point where his lips purse out a little bit.
Oh, you, TJ, are a lifesaver. You know that?
She says it sincerely, and I can see TJ trying to pull back. Unfortunately, it also looks like the coyote has a good grip on his face because everything but his head moves back.
That's funny.
Now that I'm thinking back to the Leo route,
TJ tries to speak from his squashed face.
I was just gonna say, like, thinking back to the Leo route, what if John is what he's running from in that route, where he's like hallucinating and just randomly running, through the streets of Echo. Like, what if it's just like, oh no, naked jaundice! No!
Yeah, he's just being pursued by a naked jaundice, and her friend naked gonorrhea.
I'm a cat too. I'm a cougar.
Janice, what did you want us to do today, other than the obvious thing of you wearing no pants?
I break in, hoping to move her attention away from ripping TJ's cheeks off. She seems to really be enjoying the tufts of fur there.
Oh, Chase, you're here too?
Yeah, I have to be his minder when I'm around you, according to the court order that thankfully we looked up. Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna work on it together so that TJ's not alone.
All right. How about I head out there and show you two all the things that you wanna see?
My eyes flick down to her bottom half for just a second, and I immediately regret it.
That's what I'm talking about. But down there, you know it.
Looks like she's so stretched out, I can't tell if it's pastrami or... Yeah, that's super gross.
I think the term is roast beef, but
I can't tell what I'm supposed
I
to
think
be...
that was the mid-2000s.
I can't tell what I'm supposed to be looking
at.
There's no way around
that meat's gone bad.
You want to get dressed first? Please put on pants. For the love of God, woman, put on pants.
Jaundice looks down.
Oh, that? Oh, well, I just got to apologize now. I was in the middle of getting ready for work. I just forgot what I was doing. Every now and then I take off that big old smock and jump into the shower and decide not to wash it. But,
I'm glad that there isn't a graphic for this.
How is the diner open?
I'm glad that there isn't a graphic for this.
Oh, you totally want to see a sprite of jaundice without anything on?
To be fair, how she's drawn is a lot better than how she's described.
This is true.
So...
Like, how she's described as she's, like, morbidly obese. And not like, people that we just consider...
Well, she is William's descendant, so she's got big stock in her background.
Yeah. And, like, we're not talking... fat like Americans see fat. Like, I'm fat by what Americans consider fat, and I'm considered morbidly obese. Most of it's muscle, but like, I think jaundice is supposed to be like beyond that, with like most of it fat.
It's like, who's eating Gilbert Grape?
Yeah, like two fat leggies on Food Network 20 years ago or something, where they were just like eat lard.
TLC.
Yeah. Just thinking back to that memory of seeing this lady like, oh, this is so good, and like scoops a spoon into a literal tub of lard and just, like eats it raw. I glance at DJ, then quickly back to the coyote.
Oh, well, we can wait. Please put on pants, Jaundice.
Nonsense. It only takes 6.
And left open mouths, but the coyote automatically, as TJ follows closely... Wait, what? I am left open mouthed, following the coyote automatically as TJ follows closely behind me. I think the mental image of something is making me gag. A quick glance around reassures me that there isn't anyone around at the moment, but if someone does come around, Jaundice marches us out to the back, to the few wooden remnants of the shed we'd moved earlier. She points at the ground.
I was gonna say, Duke comes walking up.
I want you two to dig a hole right here.
TJ stays just slightly behind me, as if using me as a shield to Jaundice's shameless immodesty. She wants us to dig 2 holes that are roughly 3 feet wide and 6 feet long.
Well, no, I was gonna say, Duke comes walking up the road. He's like, "What y'all doing with my woman?" And then just like cocks his shotgun and like points it at him. He's like, "What y'all doing?"
You can have her. A hole?
A hole.
Yep.
Or I'm sorry,
In a rectangle from here to here.
Jaundice marks a line in the dirt with her foot before walking about 5 feet in the other direction and marking another line.
And 3 feet wide, at least 3 feet deep, if not
Oh yeah,
more.
she's gonna kill people. I nod through her instructions, just trying to get through this as quickly as possible.
Yeah, we're not going to question the grave we're clearly digging out of what was left of the shed. Like, yeah, no, we need no questions. No, we'll just start digging. Okay, what are we doing this for? Again, digging a grave should have more questions.
Jaundice stops, scratching the back of her head.
A pole. Gonna have a pole back here. Let me just go back, see how deep it's supposed to be. Go on, let's see.
Yes, it's a
3 feet
one-person
wide.
pool.
3 feet deep. Oh, 3 feet deep. Okay, that's a pretty shallow pool. I think I'll fall into it and plug it up. Splash all the way. And I thought.
Yeah, whoever this is, they don't need like a full grave. I mean, just half-ass it.
Yeah, you can just
6 feet, 3 feet, good.
You can just use a shovel and take out their legs at the thigh or something and fold them over. It'll be fine.
Yeah, you don't need a shovel. You can just use a backhoe. You can just use a hoe.
Big rock.
Like it's Minecraft.
No, what you could do is just do the whole Walter White method and just kind of dissolve someone in something and then just bury that.
That's what the pool's going to be filled up. Hydrofluoric acid.
Yeah, but then, Jesse gets the wrong kind of container or acid, and then it eats through the, whole house, and it's a whole mess.
And that one... Never mind. TJ, go for it.
Pool? Yeah, a nice little pool.
She grins at us, and I quickly nod at her.
Okay, we'll get right to work. Because of this pool we're digging. Definitely only a pool. Shovels are in the garage, right? So we can not be an accomplice to the actual murder?
I'm doing everything I can to get her back inside.
Yep. Need anything else? A show, maybe? I can make you lemonade before I leave. Got some ready to come out the spigot right now.
Okay, Dennis the Menace.
Well, as we have established, that is black water coming out of the, hose. So, Chase's next line is really regretful. Apparently he did not learn his lesson from his acute food poisoning yesterday. So, we'll get water if we need to, right from this hose. Glug, glug, glug. Mmm, yummy.
Is the hose coming out of jaundice?
Ugh.
Well, her a tank of hers. I don't know what kind though.
The tank is
The
her.
tank goes, like the hose goes straight to the septic tank. Ugh.
All right. Well, all right. No need to finish it today if you can't. I know how hard it is.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be fully deep. Don't worry about it. Jonas turns to leave, but not before reaching out and pinching TJ's cheeks almost viciously. He squints his eyes, ears flattening as he just stands there and takes it. And with that, she hums her way back to the house. I wait until I hear the door close.
Oh my God. She's gone insane. I mean, we're digging a grave for her, TJ. We need to run and probably tell the police, but I don't know what we tell them yet.
TJ stays quiet, staring at the spot on the ground that Jaundice marked out.
Seriously, we should go. We should run for the hills. Why are we still here, TJ?
No. She's probably just having another off day or something.
I shake my head.
Yeah, being completely off her rocker high twice in 2 days, that's not worrying behavior. We should just continue to do chores for her. This is definitely not a pool. It's a grave, TJ. Do you not know what graves are?
I mean, to be honest, TJ's probably jugged one of those before. TJ kicks at the dirt and I shiver as I see a small spider skitter across the ground.
Either she lost it and we're doing nothing here, or we're digging a grave. See, even Chase, as dumb of an otter and as clueless as he is, even he can pick up on this obvious subtext.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, Chase. Not a grave. It's a mass grave.
Yeah, I mean, look how wide it is. It's for both of us.
I mean, come on, Chase. She only said 3 feet. Graves are 6 feet. That's how you know they're graves. So clearly, this is some other rectangular person-size hole that could fit a person in it and be covered up. I mean, come on, Chase. Anyway, this was a bad idea.
I hear the garage door opening and I shut my mouth. A car engine starts up and I see an old, rusty, white sedan pull out of the driveway. Jaundice waves at us and
it's...
Jaundice waves at
Go
us
ahead,
and blows a kiss, which I'm pretty sure is directed at TJ.
I just want to say, like we've been, like when we were driving around, we've been to like gas stations where we see just like a car and then like this just massively obese woman like step into it, and it just like almost goes like completely to the ground. I can just imagine that's what it's like. It's just the car basically scraping across the ground, sparks flying everywhere.
Yeah, she's got to pay a lot of money to constantly replace her struts on that car.
Hi guys. So yeah, this is a funny story. We were on a road trip, and we were like, I don't know, 10 at the time, and
Something like that.
yeah, we stopped at a gas station, and we saw this very, very, very large lady, like to the point. I want you to just imagine that she has to sort of twist her entire body with each step that she takes. She's so big, like Fat Albert big. And so she gets to her car, and we're all watching her, and it's just like, we're looking at this lady, and we're looking at her car door, and we're just like, is she gonna fit? And then she, sort of squeezes herself into her car, and the moment she sits down, her round tires become ovoid. They go from round to
oval,
to
and the entire ground just kind of goes whoop.
yeah, like basically the tires just sort of on the bottom, they just sort of squish to where there's like maybe an inch from the rims to the floor, rims to the road, maybe less. And I think everybody in the car just pointed and started laughing. The windows were all closed, the doors were all closed. She was completely not aware. It was dark. So, she didn't know what was going on. But then she started up her car and drove away, but that's what Tats is referencing.
Yeah, what I specifically remember is when she sat down, like the entire car just kind of it dropped probably like 5 inches.
Yeah, it dropped pretty far. Then she peels off like she's drag racing to the diner. That's less than a mile away.
That sound. Sorry, did you hear the sound?
Yeah.
It was like screaming.
Yep. Yeah, I know. They got some good Foley for this game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they do.
They didn't have the budget for much, but they spent it where they could.
Yeah, good job, guys.
So you think she's on her way to murder? Maybe like some other albino cougar?
Stop.
She hates them.
Just stop.
I look back at TJ.
Do you think she even put her pants on? I mean, to be fair, she owns the diner. Pants optional is, a benefit of being the boss.
Yeah.
TJ shudders.
TJ shudders and looks back at the ground. He's like, oh, I don't even want to think about it.
Let's just get this done. Then I promise I won't do any more chores for her. Oh my gosh, I'm scarred.
I sigh.
All right, just remember whose fault this is if it ends up being our grave or in court for us being an accessory to murder, helping her, with the murder, GJ.
The work is tougher than I thought it would be. We both start at opposite ends of the little trench thing we're making. Jonda said that we should do more than 3 feet if we could, but if this whole thing is, which I'm sure it is, then I'm not doing any more than the minimum. I'm at least glad to see TJ turning back to his cheerful, bubbly self. We even almost get into a dirt clod war, but that comes to a quick end when I hit TJ in the thigh, a rock-filled one. About 2 hours later, the sun is comfortably low, and we're a little over halfway done. It's at this point that I get a text message from Carl. I take a quick glance at my phone and see a one-word apology of sorry. I look at it for a while until TJ finally peers up.
Everything okay?
I debate whether or not to tell him, now that he's in such a good mood. It's hard to tell exactly what will make TJ feel better or worse, I've come to realize. Still, I think he can tell who it's probably from already, judging from how slanted back his ears are.
Yeah, TJ, according to this text, it says, take that shirt off. We're working in the hot sun, young man. You need to be cool. So just strip it off. Come on. I mean, Janice's pants optional around here. So, word of the land. Anyway, it's from Carl. He just says, sorry.
TJ stops digging, pressing the shovel into the darker, moist earth at the bottom of the trench. The bottom is just Bostonian for some reason.
That's it?
I mean, did you want him to say in a text that, sorry I accused you of murdering Sydney, TJ? because that would be a weird text to get. But that was it.
Are
That's
you
it.
going to respond?
I don't know. Should I? I mean, he's my best friend. I should just give him the silent treatment forever from this point.
TJ starts digging again.
Yeah.
TJ tilts his head down.
I need to apologize too.
Now, that seems more like TJ. I guess me telling him not to stop apologizing has finally worn off.
Well, what should I say? I mean, other than I'm not a murderer, and then my eyes dart around.
TJ stops digging again and looks up at me. I look up at him expectantly.
Okay. So I'm trying to be more assertive, like you said.
Oh, so someone listened to me? What? This is a new feeling for me. What? Someone listened to me, the little otter?
I
What?
didn't expect him to say that.
Is that why? Wait, someone listened to me? Okay, wait, what?
TJ looks down, so I stop myself. Is that why he acted so strange at Carl's mansion?
Sorry, never mind. What were you gonna say? Speak, DJ, speak!
So I'm just going to say this. I was thinking about the treasure hunt Carl found.
For a moment, I didn't know what he was talking about.
Oh, the thing he found in the super suspicious crawl space that a friend would never have left that letter in? Huh. Yeah, we should check that out.
I was thinking...
TJ leans on the shovel's handle, looking away.
Thinking that we should open it. Together.
Okay.
I say
Yoki.
it slowly, realizing how delicate of a topic this is.
Is there a reason you want to open it? Other than all the reasons you clearly have to open it?
TJ sighs deeply, looking up at the deep red and orange sky.
I always feel like things happen for a reason. And we were just talking about finding closure yesterday. Maybe we need to open it.
Okay. I'm sure Sydney left all his treasure in just one piece, so...
So, I feel like this might be a way to do it. Maybe? Read what he had to say. Maybe go on one of his last hunts.
TJ swallows hard. I can sort of see where he's coming from. Sidney always wrote stupid riddles and stories with his treasure hunts. So, it might mean something to read something he wrote so long ago.
Okay.
I keep coming up short with what I want to say. Again, I can see why TJ might think this is the answer, but I'm not so sure.
Well, I can ask Carl about it. Do you want everyone there? Or like a big audience of all our trauma? Like we could ask Jaundice to join in.
Maybe we could even get Duke, and he can bring the big bear. And yeah, we could get Brian there too. And Clint. We can get Clint and Jeremy.
And yeah, and
get
Micah,
everyone.
Get him and Leo
Micah,
together,
yeah,
we
can get everyone. Yeah, we could get everyone. Just a big trauma display. Yeah. Big trauma parade. Yeah, that's the way it is. A trauma parade.
Brian can...
You can have a choir there from church.
Brian can let us all in his van, and he can take us to this cool hole in the mountain that he found.
Yeah, and Brian can be the pastor water wash away their innocence.
Yeah.
I mean their sins.
He just needs us all to wear these handcuff things, so he can.
Yeah, and then
So he can.
not come up to
You know,
grief.
they're
Yeah.
comfy because they're fuzzy. So
That way we can all go
Okay.
into his
They're
whole.
freaking
We
fuzzy,
can all
yeah.
go into that one room one by one and never come out again.
Okay. Maybe just us. We can let the others read it later if they want. I don't think Flynn.
I nod quickly.
yeah, let's exclude him from all our closure and our bonding. That'll clearly make him a better friend. Yeah, that makes sense. So you want to do that tomorrow? Like, not this minute, maybe?
Let's see if we can do it tonight. We've only got a few days left, and this is making me nervous. Like I want to use a shovel on Carl.
TJ gives a tight laugh.
Yeah, Sydney's treasure hunts could be pretty elaborate. Like
yeah.
having it hidden in a red panda's house, and
Oh yeah,
in
definitely.
impossible places.
We're
yeah.
starting to be able to talk about him normally again. Maybe TJ's right about this.
Okay, I'll text him back and ask if I can call him.
Okay.
It takes me a little bit to figure out how to word TJ's request.
Because, he's only my best friend, so I have to get clear written permission before I can call him. Hey, man, can... Oh, wait, no, this is Chase. Hey, man, can TG and I come over and talk?
While we wait for Carl's response, TJ abruptly looks back up at me.
Are you and Carl intimate with each other again?
Like, TJ, not since college. God. Huh?
I mean, how he kissed you.
What? No. It's Carl. He kissed boys all the time. Just ask Flynn.
And I laugh.
That was just Carl being drunk, and my boner was completely accidental and not germane to the situation.
Okay.
TJ goes back to digging, his ears twitching around. I grin.
What, are you jealous? I could smooch you too, little Linksy boy. Hmm?
No!
He says it way too fast and too loud.
I think Dolph protests too much. Hey, if you want to give me a kiss, I don't mind. Come on, TJ.
TJ doesn't respond, instead focusing hard on the ground he's digging up.
If you're sure I could do it again, I could do it instead. Giggity, giggity, giggity.
You just walk over there and then he pulls up a shovel, edge pointed at you. Get back! Jesus says get back!
We have
The
to leave
power
room
of
for Jesus,
Christ
Jane.
repels you. The power of Christ repels you.
I have the power of God and my mom on my side. And trauma from my mom. I see his eyes widen, but he still doesn't say anything. I make kissy sounds at him, and that's when he flings some dirt up at me, smattering my pants with dark brown spots.
Ah, come on. Now you got dark spots on my front. They were only supposed to be on my back from, my musk glands having the oil ooze.
I see TJ smirk as he goes right back to work. I'm thinking about picking up another dirt clod, but that's when my phone buzzes again.
Yay.
We walk slowly up the length of Carl's driveway, all shadows covering its entire length in the light of the sunset. TJ is starting to drag his feet again as we get closer to the door, and I stop to look back at him.
You okay? I mean, you were only traumatized here once today. That's a record low for you, TJ.
Yeah, I'm good.
You sure we don't have to do this today? I'll suddenly be sensitive. We could come back tomorrow, when Carl's extra high.
TJ shakes his head, taking a swig of water from the water bottle we bought from the convenience store on the way here.
No, I'm just a little tired. It's been a long day.
You know.
Emotionally draining and being scarred by Janice.
Digging graves.
Seeing digging graves, seeing an almost naked woman, having Carl call me a murderer. It's a short day. I usually get that done by noon.
Yeah, it's the usual.
Right.
I wait for TJ to catch up, then match his stride as we make our way up the sidewalk, then up the steps to the door. TJ doesn't do anything, instead just gripping into his water bottle, making the plastic creak. I wait another second, then reach out across TJ to press the doorbell. The faint, fancy chime emanates from behind the door for a few seconds, followed by the clopping of Carl's hooves on the wooden floor. There's a pause once he reaches the door, and I imagine him hesitating as he reaches for the door handle. A second later, though, it swings open, revealing a bleary-eyed, red-eyed ram. Carl blinks at us a few times through the bright orange sun behind us. Finally, he steps aside, opening the door wider.
You guys.
There's a pause as I wait to see if TJ will say anything. When he doesn't, I clear my throat and step forward through the door.
Hey, man, you okay? Also, do you have more pizza? I'm hungry. Not really.
Really?
No more pizza. I ate it all because I had the munchies.
I don't say anything in return, instead spreading my arms out in the cool air of the mansion. I turn around and wait as TJ steps through the doorway, the lynx framed in the golden sunlight, the fine hairs of his fur lit up like white hot wires. I see.
That's when the audio of the house comes on and goes, hallelujah.
I see
Because he's Christian.
I see Carl's hand that's not on the door sort of twitch, like he's grabbing something in the air.
Again, if you're so high you're grasping at invisible flies, just a great sign. That's not a sign of drug abuse or anything you should be worried about. Yeah, no, that's just a good sign.
TJ stands next to me, looking back at Carl.
Hello.
Carl rubs vigorously.
Listen.
Carl vigorously rubs at his arm. Carl.
You gotta get the double rub on there. I mean, that's how you know it's awkward.
Hey, redundancy is the main point of certain types of writing.
Okay. Carl rubs vigorously at his arms.
No. Let's read it the way it's supposed to be. Carl rubs, vigor.
Carl pauses.
I mean, the game is called Echo.
Carl pauses for a moment. I get the idea that he's wanting TJ to tell him that everything's okay so that he doesn't have to explain anything. That would definitely make things easier. But he doesn't say anything, just watches the ram. Carl rubs behind his head for a second, looking back out the door. I'm not sure why it's so hard for him to apologize to TJ. I had thought it was weird that Carl had apologized to me instead of the Lynx in the first place.
Listen.
Carl takes a big, shuddery breath, blowing it out loudly.
I was really